It's Friday, the 9th of July. Welcome to Qatar Quick's Weekend Edition. This week coming to you from the luxurious Hilton Hotel in West Bay. Just look at that. Let's kick off with a recap of last week's news. On Saturday, it was announced that Qatar Airways are the first airline to trial COVID-19 vaccine authentication through the IATA Travel Pass. The trial will be rolled out in phases from this month, beginning initially with cabin crew returning to Doha, travelling from Kuwait, London, Los Angeles, New York, Paris and Sydney. And it was announced that vaccinated individuals in Qatar can now visit Germany without quarantine. Glückliche Tage. On Sunday, it was announced that Doha Metro are to suspend services temporarily on Fridays starting from today, as well as during the coming Eid holidays for essential systems upgrade work. And 232 worksites were shut in June for violating the summer work rule. Workers are not allowed to work outside between 10 a.m. in the morning and 3:30 in the afternoon, from June the 1st until September the 15th. And the Peninsula reported that over 80 farms are lining up for the Fresh Local Dates Festival, which is due to start next week and last for 2 weeks in Souq Waqif. I'll put a date in my diary. The Qatar Tribune ran a story on Monday stating that the population of Qatar has dropped by 180,000 in the last year. The population has shrunk from 2.81 million in May 2020 to 2.63 million at the end of May 2021, according to the latest statistics released by the Planning and Statistics Authority. And the Tribune also ran a story that 64.2% of the eligible population are now fully vaccinated, according to the Ministry of Public Health. The Gulf Times went for the story that 75% of those over the age of 16 have had at least one COVID shot. That's 3 out of every 4 people. Tuesday, and the Peninsula said that the Customs Department had foiled a bid to smuggle crystal meth into the country. The substance, which weighed over 1 kilogram, was secretly hidden inside a bread toaster. And the Gulf Times said there's been a 3-fold rise in Qatar tourists visiting Georgia. I quite fancy going there myself, actually, especially as Qatar citizens and residents can enter Georgia without any additional quarantine requirements, even if they have not been vaccinated yet, although I have. Sticking with the Gulf Times, and on Wednesday they said that the Prime Minister had inaugurated the Al Hul expansion project. The expansion adds 61.4 million gallons of desalinated water per day to Qatar's production capacity. And on the bottom of the front page was that Malabar Gold's new facility in Qatar is to make 5,000 kilograms of gold jewellery per year. On to yesterday, when the Cabinet announced Phase 3 of the lifting of COVID restrictions, which come into effect from today. Workplaces are to operate at 80% capacity, excluding the military, security and health sectors. Mandatory weekly rapid antigen testing for employees who have not received vaccine doses. Museums and public libraries to operate at 75% capacity. Metro and public transport services to operate at 50% capacity. Bus services also to operate at half their capacity. Weddings will be permitted at hotels and venues for up to 80 people. Private healthcare facilities to operate at full capacity. Fans are to be allowed outdoors at 50% capacity. Driving schools to run at 50% capacity, theatres and cinemas to operate at 30% capacity, and children are now allowed. Now on to today, and the news that fully vaccinated people will be exempt from quarantine starting from July the 12th, which is this coming Monday. And people who have been vaccinated with a Qatar-approved vaccine will be granted exemption from quarantine for 12 months starting 14 days after the required number of doses have been administered. And some eagerly awaited news by many people. Qatar is to resume issuing tourist and family entry visas from Monday. I'll be back with this week's COVID update right after this. Find all the information you need on Qatar in Mahaba's up-to-date e-guides. They're completely free of charge and can be found on their website, mahaba.qa/e-guides. Now for this week's COVID update. There were a total of 814 new cases reported in the last 7 days and 919 recoveries. Unfortunately, there were also 7 COVID-related deaths. which is 3 more than the previous week's 4 COVID-related deaths. This means that there are currently 1,529 active cases, 112 less than the previous week, even though 361 of the 814 new cases were arrivals entering the country. In fact, arrivals accounted for 44% of Qatar's new cases this week, and on 2 occasions in the last 7 days, there were more cases arriving than being reported within the country. 131,670 tests were performed, and just 0.62% of those tested positive. That's all from the Hilton Hotel here in West Bay. Please take care, and I'll see you next Friday. Hilton Doha, the first choice in F&B destinations for your after-work happenings, family gatherings, corporate meetings, and weekend brunches.